Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VIN 2672, and we've seen this one before, but this is a 2018 083 Ultra White with LA30 red interior for sale in San Jose, California with 103,000 miles for $44,000. And it looks like it's a California car its whole life, and it's also got some mods to it too, so we'll dive into that here in a bit. Production statistics: 648 out of the 2,348 cars for the US 49 were ultra white, and 361 of those had LA30 red interior. That is the most common color combo. White with red, it's 15.37% of all of the US 49 production was this color combo, so that's a 1 out of 10. This is the most common color combo that you see. Usually when you see a white car come up, it generally has red interior. For 2018, which is the lowest production year though, there are only 53 out of the 169 cars, it's still a lot of them for 2018, were ultra white. 30 of those had LA30 red interior. So this car at its rarest is 1 of 30, but it's only rare because it is a 2018. This car was built in December of 2017. It has an in-service date of March 25th of 2018 and has options FT, which is the split polished wheels. After 2016, it became a gray wheel, and then they charged you extra if you wanted the polished wheels. All the 16s had them, 17 through 20 was optional. So this has that. It also has the optional heads-up display. Again, standard on 16s, and it was optional on all of the other years. Most of the cars had it, but not all of them had it. Mark Levinson and the Z1 Comfort and Convenience package. So it has the trunk mat, the cargo net, wheel locks, the key gloves, things like that. And it would have had black calipers from the factory. But of course now it has blue calipers, light blue calipers. Carfax, Epic VIN, and AutoCheck. So my 2024 Carfax shows this as a 2-owner, 2-damage event. One in February of 2019 to the undercarriage, one in July of 2022 to the left side. Now my 2026 Carfax shows this as a 3-owner, same damage as those, plus a third one in March of 2026, and it just says damage reported. It doesn't give any further detail. So as far as Carfax goes, it's a 3-owner, 3-damage event vehicle. And Epic VIN shows this as a 3-owner, no accident car. AutoCheck shows this as a 3-owner, 2-accident car. It doesn't show it as damage event, both showing collision, same dates as Carfax for 2019 and 2022. And the 2019, it actually gives more detail. I love that AutoCheck gives more detail than Carfax regarding the accident. So it says damage to the left and right sides, the front bumper, and the grille. So there's quite a bit there. And then the second one shows damage to the left side, and the third one doesn't give any further info because it's not on the AutoCheck, so it's only on the Carfax. Previous sales. So this car first went on sale in January of 2018, $88,500 in California, and it sold in April of 2018, so about 3 months for sale to a buyer in California. June of 2019, $64,000 with 16,500 miles in Los Angeles, California. It looks like it didn't sell, and then it ended up probably going to auction. So then it looks like CarMax bought it, and it went up for sale in October of 2019. Torrance, California, Los Angeles area, $61,000 with 18,500 miles. And it was still for sale in January of 2020. They dropped the price to $60,000, and it looks like it sold in March of 2020, again to a buyer in California. May of 2024, which is the last time I remember seeing this car for sale, $52,000 with 56,000 miles in California. And now it had all these mods, and it sold in August of 2024. To the current owner who then traded it in. It appears to be at the same dealership that sold it 2 years ago, here in August of 2026. 103,000 miles, $44,000. So now to the photos. It looks like it has a lot of the same mods that it had when it was for sale back in 2024. Have lots of great photos then. And I do see a bubble in the sidewall on the left front tire. So if you look very closely, I caught it just kind of browsing through the photos. I can't tell if the wheel's bent or there's a bubble in the sidewall or both, but that needs attention. And it looks like it might have paint protection film on the front. Just the photos aren't quite high quality enough where I can tell, but it is a possibility. The bronze painted OEM wheels, of course, are powder coated. It has light blue calipers, carbon fiber hood, and it looks like yellow daytime running lights. It looks like the F emblems on the fender vents are missing, along with the GSF on the rear. Has a different logo on the rear. The previous photos, it had a different logo on the front grille. Now it looks like it's back to factory, and it has a chrome delete, aftermarket exhaust, and it has a strut bar in the engine bay. It has an aftermarket steering wheel, aftermarket shift knob. It has quite a bit of cosmetic things, and just overall, just a lot of little mods here and there, and they add up to a pretty significant amount of money that was spent on this car. It looks used but not abused. It looks well taken care of. You know, I don't see any big issues overall. The colors and the choices there, they're not really my thing, but you know, it is obviously out there for somebody. So as far as the price goes, there's not a lot of high mile 2018s out there. And so this is definitely on the higher end of mileage for what has come up for sale for 2018s. There's also not a lot of 2018s. There's only 169 of them, and there's even fewer that are still in existence. And so in this market, with a little over 100,000 miles, I would, again, probably put this in like the upper 40s as it sits, maybe slightly lower, but again, it has a lot of mods, looks to be well kept, pretty clean, and you know, $44,000 that they're asking for it is a pretty great price in this market for a 2018 with 100,000 miles. And so I think that it won't sit around too long. It didn't sit around too long last time either. Price pretty fair, and I would probably change some of the mods, as I said, but you know, if you like it, more power to you. So now to the service history. This car is pretty well dealer serviced until the current owner acquired it, and then it was independent shop service basically since 2024 when they acquired it, so like in the last 2 years. So the first entry of note is July of 2021, 31,000 miles. Front and rear pads, they were changed to the alternative compound. So that is a quieter, less aggressive compound because people complained about the noise when the original brakes that these cars came with. September of 2021, one carbon fiber trim piece on the dash was replaced. It doesn't say which one. March of 2023, 45,000 miles, more carbon fiber trim pieces were replaced. And again, it doesn't say which ones, but you know, everything in it now looks decent. So you know, whatever issues it had, it was addressed there. November of 2024, the differential and the TVD modules, the torque vectoring modules, were both serviced, 64,000 miles. April of 2025, the subwoofer was replaced. It had a rattle that they couldn't resolve, and so replacing it finally got it sorted. Several oil changes at independent service places, and July of 2025, front and rear pads and rotors at 78,000 miles. So this car's had about 25,000 miles put on it in about a year. December of 2025, 88,000 miles. The transmission was serviced, another thing you like to see. December of 2026, 94,000 miles, brake fluid and an oil change. And then it looks like in May and June of 2026, an oil change. So what does that leave that is not done? Of course, the 60,000 mile service, I don't see anywhere where that was done. So that's spark plugs. The 100,000 mile service, which is the coolant being changed. The valley plate, definitely inspect, do a pre-purchase inspection, make sure the valley plate is not leaking if it has not already been done. The JLB recall, the high pressure fuel pumps, that did not apply to this. This was one of the first 2018s where it did not affect it. So I checked the VIN to make sure it didn't apply, and it does not apply to this car. Shocks, 2017 through 2020s had the adaptive damping shocks. They were known to leak even when they were brand new. So definitely look at the shocks, make sure they're not leaking. They're not overly expensive to replace, but it is something you need to factor into your purchase price. 120,000 mile service is coming up, so get ready to do the spark plugs again. Hopefully they've been done before. 120,000 miles is quite a stretch to do, but this car had a lot of serious mileage put on it since 2024. It's basically doubled its mileage in the last 2 years. The brakes, it looks like it has about 25,000 miles on them since they were last replaced. So the front pads may be getting towards the end of their life. The rears are probably still okay. But this car's had a lot of highway miles put on it in the last 2 years. So pretty easy miles. I wouldn't expect the brakes to wear that quickly. So it looks like, unless it was in a lot of stop and go traffic, the brakes are probably decent, but something to pay attention to. And the tires look decent too, other than that one with a bubble in it. And so that would be something to look at. Look at the others to make sure they don't have bubbles in them. You know, if it had any potholes that it hit, bent wheels, things along those lines. So that brings me to would I buy this car? I think it's fairly well serviced, pretty well looked after. You know, the mods are not quite my taste, but I could change that pretty easily. Fix the tire, the bent wheel or the bubble in the tire. But the price is right for this car in this market. For 2018, for $44,000 with 100,000 miles, that is a pretty fair price in this market. And so I would think just for the price alone, it needs a couple things, but I would definitely look at probably pursuing this one, subject to a pre-purchase inspection. Inspect the valley plate. If it hasn't been done, put some money aside for that. But I would say overall, pretty solid buy in this market. So that's what I've got for you guys. This is Vin 2672. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.